I've been going to craft show now for about 3 years. When I first started going to craft show, man, I didn't know what to expect. But what I was thinking I was gonna see when I go to those shows was I was gonna see a lot of people that homemade their items, such as people that make soap, people that make clothes,
Hey, Rosie.
or cake or whatever,
How
like
you doing?
small stuff.
Good.
And I was shocked, completely shocked, when I started going to the show to see the amount of
Yeah, man.
items or different vendors
Good.
that were bringing stuff to the market. It's a craft show, right? They were buying those stuff on Temu or Amazon. Nothing wrong with those stuff, right? But if you're gonna go to a craft show, in my opinion, you should be the one that make those items. Otherwise, I'm not sure if if you go to a craft show to sell those items, I don't think you're going to the right place. And that was one of the first big unexpected thing I saw. Another thing I was not expecting to see was the amount of vendors that has been doing that for like 10, 15, 20 years, a very long time. In my opinion, I guess I was thinking, if you've been to a craft show, if you go to craft shows to sell your items, you go in there for marketing, to get exposed, to expose your product to the communities, to get your brand name out there. Eventually, to go big, to have a store or have a warehouse. People can buy your stuff online, whatever.
Good. Good to see you guys.
And not every vendors want to do that or have that inspiration or dream. Some vendors want to be small. They just want to have a one-man show. Husband and wife, they sell their items at home or during the summers, and they are good with that. I was assuming that if you go to a craft show, I mean, you want to go big. You want to have a warehouse one day with 10 employees and, going big. But that's not the case. I mean, when you start going to the craft show, you meet so many different characters that you never run into in your normal life. I have met people that go to craft show in Reno, Nevada, Boulder, Colorado. They drive from Utah. I was like, man, that's a lot of work. I mean, granted, it's a full-time job for them, but to me, that's a lot. So that's some few things. I guess few stuff I noticed. Another thing is that the manager of those craft shows or the host, oh my, it could be a pain. You have some hosts that know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. They email you like 2 weeks before the event's supposed to be, and they email you your booth, what number you're gonna be. They email you where you need to park. They email you what food truck's gonna be there, so you know if you need to bring lunch or not. Otherwise, if you don't bring lunch and there's no food truck, you're inside, I don't know, a high school where they're hosting it. You cannot really leave your booth to go get food. So you need to know those information. You have some hosts that know those stuff and that email those information so everybody can be on the same page. But you also have some hosts that don't give a crap. They don't email. And then you emailing them, trying to contact them. They get some basic information. And they make it seem like you're asking them for like the universe. Just because you're asking, hey, where do I need to park? Or what is my booth numbers? And those people get pissed. And during those events, they don't even, because usually what happens is when someone is hosting a craft show, they usually rent a place. It can be a high school. A lot of it happen in high school actually, here in Utah. Or they do it at a church or something like that. And the host pay fees to the school or the church. And what you will expect from a good host is that they will ask the person that they're talking to get the key for the building, or I mean, they have the key for the restroom. Because sure, they can open the main hallway or the main gallery for you, but is it the same key they use? Is it to open the galleries? Is it the same that open the restroom? That open the back door when people are leaving, so you can unload your car to leave? How do you turn the air conditioning off and on, or the heater? A good host needs to know that. Otherwise, you're gonna show up to that place and you will ask the host, the restroom is locked. I cannot get in. They were like, oh yeah, here's the key. And you will try the key and the key doesn't work. Now they have to contact the individual that is in charge of the building and hoping that the person is in town so they can come to the building to open the restroom. It seems so simple. But when you have 20 vendors and customer already coming in and the restroom is locked, oh my, yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. Those are stuff that you run into. I never thought I would run into this stuff. And I guess I think when you're running a business, you need to have a goal or an inspiration of what you want the business to be like. A lot of those vendors, when I talk to them, and I would ask them, what's the future of the business? So few of them can give you an accurate answer of what they want the business to be like in 5, 7 years. To me, if you go into this craft show, whether it's a Saturday or Monday evening, whatever, that's a lot of time. I think you need to have a solid goal. I'm gonna do it for 3 more years. I need to make X amount of revenue. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to stop or change something. I think if you just go into those craft show just for the sake of it, I'm gonna sell my blanket and then I will see where it go without any goals of where you want the business to be, you're not gonna make any progress, because it's gonna be hard to see the progress if you don't have any goal of how many market can you go to, how many do you want to go to? Do you want to go to 4 markets a month and see how much you make, and then you will judge it by that? I don't know, because like I say, I always assume that people would want to go big with the business. Eventually, I don't know, if you make cupcake, eventually open a shop or something, because you go sell your cupcake in the community, people know you, and then eventually open a cupcake shop in the community because people already know who you are. You already have the brand recognition. So you don't have to worry about that. But what I see in those markets, a lot of people sell treat, but they don't really want to open a bakery. So it's hard for me to see how they're gonna have a goal of where to take the business. Because if you do not want to open a shop, I guess you can sell your stuff online, but it's very difficult, I would say, to sell this cupcake online as a small business. You don't have the resources or the equipment and the supplies to sell it, to ship it across the country, because you need all food handler license, and you need to make it at a distillery and all those stuff. So I don't know. That's my 2 cents. So when I started going to craft show, I never thought it was gonna be like that. I thought people were gonna be dedicated small business owner that is trying to grow their brand, and eventually they are hoping to get a small warehouse or office so they can mass produce the product with some employees. That was the whole idea. But no, I mean, you have people that have been doing this for 30, 40 years, and pretty much they will die doing it. But they have that, this is it. They will have no other inspiration. So that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think about it.